I didn't write that last part. Okay, so this is a slide where I repeat everything that Kevin just said. My name is Zack Gingrich-Gaylord, and I started the Wichita Chess Cooperative, and we are a group with the goal of connecting people to each other through playing chess. And we're, of course, on Facebook/Wichita Chess. So whenever I talk about chess with people who don't play chess, this is what I'm pretty sure they're picturing when I say that. The math nerd furiously calculating and numbers and general dorkiness, and they're not entirely wrong. Yes, chess is logical, and there's a lot of processes and outcomes and ifs and thens. If you move here, I'm going to move there, and on and on. But this decision-making process is guided by an aesthetic sense of what chess actually is and what the game should look like. Chess is in many ways primarily a game of intuition, of feeling and creativity. This is one of my favorite players, a guy named Boris Gelfand, a grandmaster who plays with this sense of the game. He's competitive, but he has a strong sense of wonder and joy. It's a game of strategy and tactics, and also self-expression and perseverance. And many elements are strikingly similar to the other greatest game in the world, basketball, even in terms, so wing attacks or splitting the defenders. Yet despite chess's more impressionistic qualities, we continue to view and promote it as another branch of mathematics or as an entryway into STEM. Good as a hobby for engineers, but out of reach for the rest of us without advanced, boring degrees. Maybe that has something to do with this guy. This guy is, of course, the great American player Bobby Fischer, the greatest chess player ever maybe, but also demonstrably insane later on. An almost literal product of the Cold War, Bobby was one of the strongest weapons deployed against the Soviets. His match against the great Soviet player Boris Spassky, this other guy, to decide the world champion was as important culturally to America as the arms race was militarily. But this intertwining of chess and genius and the atomic age and its attendant ideologies of conquest and fear left American chess in a peculiar place. When Bobby disappeared after winning the championship, the Cold War had no more use for chess, but the damage had been done. So to be clear, chess myth has always been populated by geniuses and nerds. This isn't unusual. Chess is, in a lot of ways, a microcosm of life and people. And as people, we love the exceptional among us. And this is constant in every field. What changes is how we perceive the exceptional. In the early days of recorded chess, from the 14th century and then into the 1800s, what was laudable were valiant acts of courage and chivalry, moves that were somehow imbued with magic and bravado and romance, the chess swashbuckler as an artist. Of course, as chess and people developed, the focus drew away from the emotional and towards the procedural and scientific. Proper chess theory in the 19th century and 1900s advanced the notion that this game could be quantified and analyzed. A computer could be programmed to play it. And in fact, computers do play it, and by quite a few metrics, they're phenomenally better than humans. Computers are so embedded in chess culture these days that we describe natural moves as human and amazing or sanguine moves as computer-like. That's all to say that there's an assumption I think we all hold to some extent, that a thing can be seen most clearly when stripped of its human impurities. When we remove humans, things run much better. When we become machine-like, we're more efficient. Another of my favorite players, Badur Jabova, a strong grandmaster known for playing second-best moves of dubious quality, a very human player. He reminds me that even our concept of efficiency is bound up in ideology. In both chess and life, we're constantly making choices, branching and collapsing possibilities. How to play, what to develop, which app are we going to use, what are we going to code, where are we going to innovate, quantify, or dissect. We often forget that these are choices and not destiny. We're not discovering the world or the game so much as we're constantly defining our relationships within it. We need to be careful not to define ourselves out of it in the process. This, coming up, is another one of my chess heroes, Adisa Banjoko, founder of the Hip Hop Chess Federation. He doesn't teach chess so much as he teaches versatility and flow through the connections between chess, hip hop, and jiu-jitsu. He's not teaching chess, he's teaching how to be human. And this is the hardest lesson in chess you'll ever learn, how to be human. Anyone can learn to be a machine, to memorize lines and variations. Machines are easy, but when you play, can you recognize yourself in the moves? Can you see past the books, beyond the cold calculations of the computer, and into the eyes and heart of the person playing across from you? This is the game you're both building together and against each other. Everything is at stake. Compared to this, life is easy. Chess is hard.